Welcome to Wellness Wednesday, January 2024. I am so thrilled that you are all joining us. For this topic is so important, how to build simple, right? Simple is the key word here. Simple, healthy routines that you can stick with. Because I think that's also key. Like we've got to be able to stick with the routines that we build. If this is the first time you're joining us here, I want to say welcome. Every week we meet here to talk about different health topics because we are on a mission to bring up the knowledge of everybody, let everybody feel empowered about being an advocate for your own health so that you can stay healthy and you don't have to work necessarily to get healthy after you're sick. However, if you're in that place, there is hope. There is absolute hope in that place as well. My name is Shauna Mucklow. I live in Nebraska, and I've been a wellness warrior for about 8 years. And I always tell people I didn't know what I didn't know. And I grew up definitely full Midwest. I felt like everything on the store shelves was something that we could eat and it was good for us, right? Why wouldn't it be? And little did I know as I started to learn that I need to do extra things, not just coast. I need to do extra things if I truly wanted to have a health journey. So I've been on this journey for the last 8 years, just trying to get as much knowledge as possible so that I can make the best choices for myself and my family. So that's what we're here to do tonight. And I'm thrilled to be hosting and interviewing the beautiful Miss Kellie Lubshaw. And Kellie has an incredibly extensive medical background. I'm going to let her tell you about that. But here's what I love about her so much. I love the ability for her to break down the complicated into something really simple and deliver that information. And I love her love for helping specifically, I mean, everyone, but specifically women around my age, right? Really empower us to be the healthiest that we can be. So Kellie, welcome to the call. Why don't we start off by you sharing like what you do?
Oh my gosh. Well, Shauna, thank you so much. And thank you guys all, because I know you could be many, many places tonight, or even if you're watching this on recording, wherever you are, and that you're taking the time to listen to this information just means that you're taking health serious, right? 2024, I'm saying, is truly the year to soar in our wellness, in our life, in our families, right? Getting back to like what gets us excited to truly live this extraordinary life. So my background is I've been in the health and wellness field for like almost 30 years. I was a physical therapist. My husband and I had our own practice, and I now run women's health programs online, helping women from just rediscovering themselves again. You know, too much of the time, it could be women or men, but it's this chase of life that we've put our wellness and our wellness habits that we didn't even know we're supposed to be doing on the back burner, or we forgot about, or somehow was like, oh, I'm supposed to be doing what? And we just got to wherever we are, right? That's honestly is one day we've all woken up and we're like, what the heck, Shauna? Here we are. Why don't I just feel better? Like, what? And it's this small accumulation of maybe not having a sleep routine, maybe eating some foods that we shouldn't, maybe not dealing with stressors, maybe having too many toxins and chemicals, maybe working too much at our job, maybe, right? I mean, I could literally go on and on. So everybody's like, just fix me, make me feel better. And what I'm like, no, there isn't the magic star coming to heal us, the perfect person that we're waiting on. We need to become the CEO of our own health. And the very way that we can do that is go back to some of the basics. Because honestly, if we think about our parents and our grandparents, they didn't have the distractions, the toxins, the chemicals. They didn't have the life we have today. So it could be a little simpler. And they did take sleep and their routines and work with their circadian rhythm and eat healthier. Like it all just did, until all of a sudden we had the world we're living in of technology, honestly, right? And thinking that we can do more, therefore we should do more.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unfortunately led us to a place we are in life today. If you look at the statistics, that for years and years, we've had increased life expectancy, except for the last 2 years. Our life expectancy, and I'm specifically talking about the US right now, is going backwards. At the same time, the rate of chronic disease, if you are an adult, so if you are over 18 living in the United States, over 50% of us is living with at least one chronic disease. And that's just shocking because we have technology of health galore, but yet we're the sickest in the nation, right? And so you guys, that's why we're here tonight. And Shauna asked me like, hey, Kellie, I know you're helping people getting back to the basics. And honestly, it doesn't take New Year's to get back to the basics, but it is a great time to like reevaluate those things of you can do a few small things to move the needle so much further.
Yeah.
But you just got to do some small things.
I agree. Okay, so everybody who's on tonight, let's put in the chat, put a number 1 if you have a health goal for 2024. Just put a 1 in the chat. Let's see if most of us, like I have multiple health goals, not just one, multiple, right? And so, okay, look at all the 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, lots of health goals. Now from, let's say, we can't use a 1. So let's say use a 2, 3, or 4, because this will give Kellie a good idea. Do you feel like if you're a 2, like you're like, I am not doing good at all, I just need to get started, you're a 2. If you're a 3, if you're like, hey, I'm kind of doing good, but I could do a little better, you would be a 3. Put a 4 if you're like, I got this nailed. Like I just need to continue to do what I'm doing in 2024. Okay, we got a lot of 3s. Okay, awesome. I am so proud of all of you. I would consider myself a 3 as well. So, okay, Kellie, if you know we're talking to 3s, what do you think? I know that when we spoke the other day, you said, you know, it's really important to have a goal, right? It's really important to have a goal, but most people don't have a plan. Can you talk to us about that?
Oh my gosh. Well, you really, I mean, and that is truly it. You know, whether we're like with a group of people, we're making our vision boards, or we're setting our like goals for 2024. It's so great to have this vision, to have this goal, but we're all going to fall short because our motivation gets really high when we're with a group of people collectively, or it is that New Year's time that we're all talking about it. But it is very difficult to keep motivation high, especially without a plan. So when I talk about a plan, I don't mean this, 20-page outline plan. No, you guys, we're talking about, if you think about, we have 12 months of the year, and we start doing a small plan in January, and we add to the plan in February, and you add to the plan in March. Because if you start off too big, or you have too many things on your list, you just won't get to them. And then when you don't do the things, then you feel bad about yourself. Then you lose self-esteem and self-confidence, and then you just ditch your goals. and that's how fast it happens. I mean, believe it or not, by the 15th of the month, most of the people have already ditched their New Year's resolutions. So it's like, okay, let's like put away New Year's resolutions and say, I want to live a life of wellness. So what would that be? Are we good with that, you guys? Like we can say, hey, we're here because we want to live a life of wellness. We want that longevity life to live extraordinary. So what are the small habits that will be a big thing in your life to move your health, the needle of your health forward? What does that look like? And I also want you guys to understand when we're talking about health, we're also talking about not just physical health, which a lot of people just immediately think about. We're talking about mental health, psychological health, relationship health, financial health, community health, right? Like these are all big components of if our relationships are sick and poor in our life, then everything in your life is going to be that way. Because they say how you do one thing is how you do everything. Right. So Shauna, so should we start with just some of the like, all right, how would somebody get started? And then let's piggyback and add. Are we good with that?
Perfect. Let's do that.
Okay, you guys. So I want to really respect your time. So let's take the next 10 minutes and talk about planning, routine. My goal for each and every one of you is that if you can walk away and say, my new routine starting tomorrow is to do these 3 things. Truly what I believe, and I've seen in my life and the life of so many that I've coached, is if you can win your morning, you'll win your day. If you can't win the morning and you leave frazzled and this and you're late and you didn't eat well, then the rest of your day in both your mindset and your overall health and well-being, you're now just reacting to all the needs of everybody else. And it's like really gone to haywire. And then you think, oh, I'll just wait till tomorrow to start again. So we've got to figure out how we can win the morning. So some really basic things to win the morning. Some of this information I have gotten from many of my mentors, many of my coaches. I love to follow Brendan Burchard. I love to follow Sean Stevenson. He just wrote a brand new book. His initial book was out called Eat Smarter, but he just did the Eat Smarter Family Cookbook. I would highly encourage you guys to get this because he talks about how, as a family, even to create simple routines in your household for healthy wellness, eating, and habits and patterns. And so one of the very first things that I've done for years and I've known, but he also talks about is the moment you wake up in the morning. Tell me in the chat, you guys, what is the first thing most of you guys do? Okay, don't say go to the bathroom. I know we pretty much all need to do that. So that's a given. But on top of that, what's the next first thing that you normally would do? I see drink a glass of water. What else, you guys? I see pray, dry brushing. I love that. What else, you guys? Say you're in your prayers, meditate, make your bed, more water, coffee, gratitudes, breathing. I love all of this. Okay. So the very first thing that I want you guys to do, and many of you are already doing this, or maybe just not in this order, is to drink 16 ounces or more of water. So for me to make it happen, and it's non-negotiable, and I don't even think twice about it, is I create that at night and I put it right by my sink in my bathroom. So the moment I wake up, after I use the restroom, before I even brush my teeth, because believe it or not, the flora in your mouth, I know it probably seems gross and that's why we want to brush our teeth, but some of the flora in our mouth, we have our own microbiome. It's actually good for us. So just drink your water, get it all down first thing, because 3 things are happening as we're sleeping. Many things are happening, but let me highlight 3. 1, you're definitely not drinking for that 7 to 8 hour period. So ultimately we're getting dehydrated, okay? 2, as we're in deep and REM sleep, that's when our body is going through clean out and repairing neurotransmitters and hormones. And it is working so hard. I mean, literally, probably besides maybe going for a super hard workout, our body is working the hardest in those processes. We just don't realize it. So we need to support the body in all of those processes. But also what it's doing is it's cleaning out the debris and the trash and the garbage. So we need a mechanism to eliminate all of that. By flushing first thing in the morning, it helps us get rid of all of the trash that our body has gotten rid of all night long. Now we literally need to detoxify to get it out of us. So that water is really helpful. And the third component of drinking that water first thing in the morning is it will boost your metabolic rate by up to 30% for the first several hours of your day. I mean, people are like, what? I'm in. Boost your metabolic rate? Done. So it's really that simple. And now, if for some reason, like my husband drank my water or it's not there, I'm like, what? Where is it? Like, I need my water. So make a plan, prepare, have it the night before, have a lot of water sitting there ready. So that's easy, right? But that's a pretty tremendous health benefit just from starting with water. So the next 2 things, many of you guys were also, I love the tongue scraping, right? I love adding a little salt to it. I love it. Then your other things you guys are saying, praying, meditating. Okay, that is number 2. Now we need to give our brains a cleansing bath of how to start the day, because 95 to 97% of our thoughts are repeated based on the same thoughts we had yesterday and the day before and the day before. So if we sometimes wonder why our life's not changing, why it's not getting better, if we're not putting in new thoughts and new nourishment into our mind, we literally are reliving the past day after day after day, thinking it's going to be a new day. So I would encourage you guys find somebody that you love to listen to in a podcast. Find a 10-minute meditation. If you can do an hour, more power to you. I know I can get 10 minutes in. So 10-minute meditation. Maybe this is your time to journal. Maybe this is your time to pray and read the Bible. Maybe this is your time to just sit quietly, right? But you need time to put your mind right. So I say, I'm happy, I'm safe, I'm blessed. I'm here to be a light for many in the world, right? I say all those things every day because it's my responsibility of how I'm going to show up in the world. So you got to tell yourself that every day. And then I go into my routine, right? So pick your routine, but tell yourself, you know what? this 5 to 10 minutes can change your day. Because you can be in a situation, and if you did this purposely, like you're purposefully living, right? So if you did this purposely, then the outcome of the person that you're going to go meet could be amazing. And if you didn't do this for the day and you're rushed and anxious and not paying attention and not being present, you could have missed an opportunity to really help somebody or be that lighthouse that they needed, whatever that may be. So we've got our water, we've got our 5 to 10 minute minimum of our mindset that we're working on. And number 3, that is absolutely essential, is we need to move our bodies. Our bodies were meant to move. Again, for 7 to 8 hours, we've really not been moving. So your joints need to be woken up. Your blood flow needs to be going. Your lymphatic system needs to be woken up. So I don't mean this is the time you've got to go to the gym or you've got to go do your hard workout. You need 5 to 10 minutes of movement in the morning. So this, I don't even consider this my workout, you guys, all right? This is just my morning movement to wake up my nervous system and connect my body to my brain. So you could do 4 or 5 yoga stretches, right? Get down, do a little stretching. You could, maybe you like to just do some squats and some push-ups. Maybe you like to just go for a brisk walk. Maybe you like to stand on a vibe plate. Do something to move your body. I usually stand on my vibe plate for 5 to 10 minutes and do a little lymphatic drainage. And then I walk my dogs, and I got 2 big dogs. So I go for a pretty brisk walk. That's what I do every morning for my movement. And then later in the day, I'm either doing my yoga or my running or my weight training or whatever that may be. But you got to get your body like going. So those are kind of the absolute number 1 non-negotiables. If you win your morning, you have a high likelihood, you guys, of winning the day. And believe it or not, by doing these things in the morning, especially through this little routine, if you can get sunlight into your eyes, your body kind of senses the circadian rhythm. Your body's now working with the natural rhythms of the day. That tells your body, oh, it's morning. Oh, here comes my neurotransmitters. Here comes my chemicals. Here comes my alertness. Therefore, that in and of itself, waking up with daylight and getting in your eyes, I know sometimes we're all waking up, it's still dark outside, but turn the lights on in your house, like do something, get your body to know it's time to get up, because then that is the number 1 thing you can do, because your circadian rhythm starts. Then when it comes to nighttime, it's already going to nudge you and tell you, oh, these neurotransmitters and chemicals have been going for the last many hours. Now it's my partner's time to do their work and start to get me ready for bed. So really how you work your morning will actually bookend how you set yourself up at night for your sleep in the end. Because the solid sleep routine would probably be the next number 1 thing I would recommend. So you're bookending, you're winning the morning, you're winning the end of your day. And I can certainly go into a night routine, Shauna, but honestly, I think if people can get going in the morning, it's like, yes, I'm on it. I got it, right? Like I'm starting my day pretty successfully.
Well, and it's so funny because you say all of these things, right? I've heard all of these things, but it doesn't mean that I do all of these things, right? Like, I'm going to admit it out loud. I just admitted it out loud. I know all of these things. This isn't the first time I've heard these things that Kellie said. I'm hearing them in a new way that hopefully is going to get me to be super consistent in all 3. But how many of you put a 5 in the chat if you can admittedly say that you do all 3 of these at least 5 days a week in the morning when you wake up? Because I will have to say that I can't put a 5. I can't put a 5 there. I have thoughts that I should, but I don't always do. And so let's be honest with ourselves. Like, is there place for improvement? And looking at that list, man, you can change your life by just doing all 3 together consistently. And those aren't hard things. Those don't cost any money. None of those cost any money. We could.
That's what I really love is people think it's hard. Oh, to be healthy is hard. It's not hard, nor is it time consuming, and nor is it expensive. Now, you can make it expensive, right? There's many additional things, but in general, just to get our bodies back on track, the majority of the population out there, I applaud everybody out there. That's the 5, you guys. But the majority of people on this call, right? I don't even know exactly how many people, right? Call us over 100 people on this call. I didn't see over 100 5s. So I think we all have room. So who can agree that we are going to start, like, we can do those 3 things, right? Like that is not hard, and it's free and it's simple, and it will literally, the other thing it will do for you amongst the physical benefits, it will give you so much self-confidence in yourself that you're like, I did it. I can do this. I did it. I honored myself and I did it. Just that is actually a really big deal.
And I think it's so interesting to think about. Like, I've done so much reading and different things about goal setting and how we set goals. And sometimes we say it like set a weight loss goal, right? And then you hit that goal, and then you don't really, your mind doesn't really think like, oh, I hit it. I don't need to keep doing those things. Like subconsciously, that's what we do. So I loved how you started this call, Kellie, when you said, how about we don't like throw the resolutions out the window, throw that like that goal, that one thing, right? Make that part of the plan. But really, the goal is to live a life of wellness. And that's
Yes.
open-ended that we can always improve on.
Totally. And it's that long-term desire
Yeah.
that we need to keep in mind, right? And I honestly tell anybody that if you've made the decision to live the life of a well person, a healthy person, right? And I would say if you're on this call tonight, would you guys put up your hand, right? Or raise your hand in the chat, whatever, to say, yes, I absolutely would like to live the life of a healthy person. So if you already know that, certain decisions have already been made. So it's kind of like the whole thing of decision fatigue. What color shirt should I wear today? That's why Steve Jobs wore the same color shirt every day. He didn't want his decisions on those big things. If you've already made the decisions, you just do these things. It's not like, oh, should I meditate this morning? Oh, should I do this morning? Oh, should I eat this thing? No, because you've already made the decision. This is what a healthy person does, and this is what I do. Now, occasionally we're on a vacation or we're traveling and it doesn't work out, but that's rare. And don't beat yourself up ever for that, right? If all those extras that we do or whatever, like, okay, great. If you can do it 80% of the time, the quote, rituals that you're doing, these routines that you're doing will turn into just automatic habits. You don't even know you're doing it. It's just part of your life. And that's what we want for you. So that's like the beginning, right? But there's extra, Shauna, that there's people out that are saying like, oh, that's so simple, Kellie, or I get that, but I really want another level.
Absolutely. I think that that's true. Like I need to remind myself to go and do all of those three things, but I'm like, give me more, give me more, give me more, right? And that's how most people are. But that's when it starts to get muddy. I think in my mind and a lot of people's mind, they want to do better, but they're like, I don't know. Like, I want to take supplements, but I don't know which is going to be the best for me. I don't know what's going to work. My money is worth a lot, and I don't want to spend it if it's not going to be worth it, right? Like those kinds of things. But I know that you have some non-negotiables when it comes to like products that you put in your body every day, and you would tell every single person on the planet to put in their body every day. Let's talk those real quick before we have about 7 minutes.
Okay, you guys, absolutely. Well, funny, just this morning as I was recording a podcast, we were talking about this whole conversation of omegas and do people need them, why they even take them, right? But the bottom line is an omega is a supplement. Anything extra we're putting in our body is a supplement. But I want you to think of the whole industry of supplements and pills or whatever you're drinking that you're adding. It's all just food. Because food is information, and we're taking extra stuff because we're not getting it in our food today. If we got it in our food sources so easily, honestly, the supplement industry would probably go away. but we can't. Now, if you have certain ailments and issues and times, of course, we need extra support. But the truth of the matter is we live in a world that's highly toxic, highly stressful. Even if we're sleeping right, doing our best to eat, doing our 1, 2, 3 in the morning, I call it, right, of our water and our mindset and our movement, we just need more. That's the bottom line. And for years, we've done the best we can with adding certain supplements. And there is a time and a place for supplements. I will absolutely advocate all day long. But there's also brand new technology that really turns the power back on. Just like sleep turns the power back on, just like movement and exercise, building muscles, we're getting older, is one of the best things that we can do to turn the power of the body back on. There are activating products that basically, in a nutshell, you guys, flip the switch and turn back the clock. So would you want your body running? I'm not asking you guys if you want to be 20 again. I'm just saying, would you want to turn back the clock, flip the switch so that your cellular operating system is like you were 20 again? I would say, right, like drop a, what are we up to, Shauna? Number six? Drop a 6. If you're like, I want my cellular operating system to be like it was when it was 20. All right, 6s are like literally blasting up. So never before did we have this technology, but with science, with mapping the human genome, we are learning that you can actually turn pathways on in the body. And when you support a pathway, many processes happen. And one of the biggest breakthroughs, and literally in the history of preventative medicine we've learned about, is a pathway called NRF2. You don't need to know the science. You don't need to go search this up. Just know it is the master regulator of gene expression. And what does that mean? Like you said, Shauna, in simple terms, right? If I can break it down for you guys in simple terms, it means we all have a set of genes. And the goal for each of us, no matter what they are, is to keep the good genes working well and the bad genes turned down or off. That's no matter what your genes are, my genes are, your neighbor's genes are, your cousin's genes are. We want our good genes operating well, and we want our bad genes turned off. The world we're living in of stressors, toxins, pollutants, foods, parabens, sulfates, plastics, you name it, is mucking up our DNA, and it's flipping on some of our bad genes and it's turning off our good genes. So if you had one product, i.e. Protandim NRF2, this is the only supplement that's clinically proven as an activator to turn on that pathway, and it makes your good genes turn on and your bad genes turn off. I think we'd all say awesome. I want my genes that support my inflammatory system to keep anti-inflammatory. I want those genes on. I want the genes that help detoxify my body on. I want the genes that support my body for all sorts of production of good antioxidants on, right? Those are, and they slow down, they turn off as we're aging or we're exposed or something's going on. And so that's as simple as it can be. So I would say there's not a human, a person, an animal that doesn't need to support their body at the cellular level. And just to let you guys know, this is the only product that is clinically proven to reduce your oxidative stress, your aging, your rusting of the cells, cellular damage, the bad stuff, inflammation, whatever you want to call it. It can reduce it by 40% in 30 days in 100% of people. So there's no human or animal walking around out there that doesn't need to support their body, because we all are under oxidative stress. I mean, that's the true. And then Shauna, the second product that I would just say is the perfect duo is a year and a half ago, a second product came out that this two combination is beautiful and now is patent pending. And it is a liquid collagen. And some of you might be going, a collagen product, what? So just give me a second. Just like I said, this is activating your body at the level of the genes, the cells. This collagen is like nothing else on the market. So I wish I could say, just like this, I could say it's not a supplement, it's an activator. Honestly, I could say this isn't a collagen. It's like the super duper powerful collagen that's kind of has its own class of collagen, honestly, but it's collagen. So there we go. But what is unique about it is no collagen on the market can actually get your body to turn on the genes to either make more collagen or slow down the degradation of your collagen. This activates the genes of your body, it maintains it, it repairs it, it replenishes it. It is unique and superior to any other product I've ever seen. And the real beautiful thing, as I end you guys, of why this is super packed duo, it's called the Healthy Glow Stack. But really what I want to say about it is the company thought, who made these, that you would get the benefits of this plus the benefits of that. Great. But after doing a research study together, what they found is there's a synergistic blend that unlocks so much more potential. And that is why, because it has to be unique and unexpected to make a patent on something. So there's a patent pending because our bodies should be able to fight off stress naturally. But unfortunately, our cellular stress defense mechanism declines as we age. And again, with the world and the load and toxins and chemicals and everything else, our bodies can't handle it. You may have seen more people that you know, yourself, friends, family, with more autoimmune, long COVID, cancer, chronically ill. Like now, put in 8, you guys, like maybe 7. What are we up to? 7. I jumped. Let's do 7. Put a 7 down if you know somebody that has autoimmune, cancer, long COVID, chronic disease, can't get well. I mean, holy cow, you guys, this is everybody. So the duo together helps manage and regulate your body's cellular stress defense mechanism. There is nothing else like it that's going to help regulate your own system so that your system is armed, ready, prepared to do its job. And so honestly, Shauna, I have a few other things that I take, but tonight, you guys, I'm going to just talk about this duo because I'll never stop taking it. And it is that important when I start seeing the number of chronic diseases in America, the number of illness, that honestly our medical, society is not prepared to really take care of us. It's only going to give us a Band-Aid when we get that chronic disease. And I want you guys to know, if you can do these simple things in your body, you can set your routines, you can take your small group of activating products to really support your health at the next level, you are setting yourself up for an absolute extraordinary year.
I think that activation is a superpower. Like, I think it gives us superpowers. That's the way I feel about it. My doc, that's what set me on this wild health journey. I'll be honest with you, was the introduction to that little blue bottle. My doctor called me up and said, listen, I think we've run across something that is the future of wellness, and you and Greg are gonna wanna see this. And I was blown away by what I saw, right? And the capabilities. And I was like, I need it. How much is it? Where do I get it? And I need it now. And that's what's turned into this discovery of like, what else? What else? What else can I do for myself? So just know it just takes getting started. And we make no claims of anything, but some beautiful things happen when you activate those pathways in our body. And I'll just tell you, we've been activating our pathways for 8 years. And I just looked it up today because somebody asked me. We have not family of 4, right? We have family of 4, husband and 2 kids. And none of us have been to the doctor for an illness in over 6 years, including my children. And so I will just say, activation can give you a superpower. All the things Kellie just said and more can absolutely change your life. And 1, 2, 3 in the morning. Who, again, by a show of hands, or put an 8 in the box below in the chat box, who is going to commit to 1, 2, 3 in the morning, a morning routine? And let's commit that in 2024 that we are absolutely going to soar and make that a non-negotiable. It's just what we do in our day, right? 1, 2, 3 in the morning and activate our health. I think that is an amazing plan. Look at all those things, Kellie.
Shauna, if anybody is still like, can I learn more about activation? I'm a little interested, but what's more, whoever invited you to this call, ask them to just literally, who doesn't have 2 minutes, right? Watch a 2-minute video so that you can have a deeper understanding of why the importance of, maybe you're already taking supplements. Most of us are. That's a given. Mm-hmm. So if you're already taking them, that means you honor your health. So put the newest technology in place, learn about activation and what it can do for your body. Tell the person that just sent you this, or you're watching tonight, like, hey, what's up with this 2-minute activation video? I really want to learn more. And thank them for thinking of you in learning and really helping establish more wellness in your life. So thank you, Shauna.
Thank you for being with us, everybody. Tell Kellie thank you so much in the chat. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your knowledge. Thank you for the simplicity of it all. I love the message tonight. And thank you all for being here. I hope you'll show back up next Wednesday night and learn about a different health topic from a different expert to continue to up-level your health and empower yourselves. Thank you, Kellie. Bye, guys.
Good night.